The following episode contains scenes that some viewers may find disturbing and/or may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of American History Mysteries. I'm your host, Heidi Wagner, and I cannot wait to dive into today's mystery with you all. In this episode, we'll be learning about the Great Chicago Fire.
On October 8, 1871, between 8:30 and 9:45 p.m., Daniel Sullivan was sitting across from 137 DeKalb Street, the home of Catherine and Patrick O'Leary. There was a severe drought in the summer of 1871, and the homes and sidewalks were all made out of wood. Chicago was just waiting to go up in flames. Sullivan noticed flames coming out from the O'Leary barn and shouted "Fire!" and ran into the O'Leary barn, attempting to free the cows. Everyone in the neighborhood soon awoke and started to watch the fire as entertainment. Miss O'Leary ran out of her home crying because of her milk supply business was up in flames. The wind was very strong that night, causing debris to land in different areas, igniting fires everywhere. There was not enough manpower to fight the blaze because the firefighters were all tired for fighting a fire that was 8 blocks away the night before. The firemen at the watchtower misplaced the fire, and they showed up 45 minutes late at the O'Learys to fight the blaze. There were fire devils or fire tornadoes that Chicagoans thought this was Judgment Day, the end of the world. The fire spread north and east into the heart of Chicago's business district. Rain finally came on October 10th and put out the fire. The fire destroyed 3.5 square miles of Chicago. 1/3 of Chicago was homeless and 300 people died in the flames. Wharfs, lumber yards, and packing plants along the Chicago River survived the fire and helped the city get back on its feet. Many came to Chicago for jobs to help rebuild the city. By 1890, Chicago had over 1 million residents and turned into one of the biggest cities in the U.S.
You heard about the history, now let's get into the mystery. The cause of the Great Chicago Fire still remains a mystery, but there's a lot of theories out there on how it started. Let's start with the most famous theory.
The most popular theory is Miss Catherine O'Leary was milking her cow Daisy, and the cow kicked over the lantern, setting the barn on fire. The rumor was Miss O'Leary was on welfare, and the city learned she was selling milk on the side. The city then cut off her welfare, and Miss O'Leary supposedly started the fire for revenge. Miss O'Leary later testified before the city commission that she was not milking the cows that night. Instead, she claimed she was in bed early that evening of the fire because she had a sore ankle. The city commission concluded Miss O'Leary did not start the fire. 40 years later, Michael Aaron, a Chicago Republican newspaper writer, claimed he made up the cow kicking the lantern story to sell papers.
Many investigators claim the O'Learys were Irish Catholics, and that meant they were part of one of the lowest ethnic groups on the social ladder. It would have been easy at the time to point the finger at an Irish immigrant because of the anti-immigrant sentiment at the time.
In 1997, the Chicago City Council finally exonerated Miss O'Leary and her cow.
Many still believe Miss O'Leary is guilty, but there are many other theories ahead. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll learn more theories on the causes of the Great Chicago Fire.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
Learning another language,
And listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
Take great care of myself.
And get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
and I'm taking confident steps in the directions of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
That's the Warhawk way.
Video One Media Services provides accomplished students the opportunity to enhance their college experience by working with real-world clients. In addition, we provide clients local and affordable video options to better enhance their media needs. For more information on how Video One Media Services can help you with your next media project, email or call our office at 262-472-5659.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
The Department of Communication offers students the opportunity to explore the world through the faculty-led travel study program. The course consists of both in-class lecture and a 3-week travel component at the end of the semester.
If you have a life that is insanely busy, you don't have to give up so much time to do a 3-week travel study, and you can compact a lot in 3 weeks.
The course is worth 3 credits and is open to all majors. The program features group travel with peers and faculty.
I think the benefit of traveling in a group like the travel study is there's always somebody there to experience new things with you, and you always have new friends to gain.
Travel Study offers a variety of travel destinations, including a trip to Ireland every other year. Develop new relationships, participate in enriching cultures, and experience personal growth while abroad.
With the Travel Study, it was so great being able to go to places and really experience the value that they can give to our own culture and just to me as a person.
For more information, please visit
Welcome back. Many theorists believe a group of boys started the fire. Let's dive into these suspects.
Before Louis Cohen, a wealthy Chicago importer, died in 1942, he wrote a one-page statement about the night of the fire. When Cohen was 18, he said a couple of the neighborhood boys were gambling in the hayloft of the O'Leary barn.
I think we all know where this is going.
One of the boys kicked a lantern over accidentally, setting the barn on fire. Records show Cohens were within walking distance of the O'Learys. Also, Jim O'Leary, one of the O'Leary's sons, became a big gambler later in his life.
That seems very convincing, but let's move on to more suspects.
A theory in the early 2000s emerged that Bella's comet was the cause of the fire. The comet split into pieces and exploded on impact. This theory is backed up by there were other fires on the same night as the Chicago fire. There was a huge fire in Peshtigo, Wisconsin, and in Holland, Michigan.
Scientists have debunked this theory because they claim comets cannot sustain enough heat to ignite fires once they hit the Earth's atmosphere. And the fires in Wisconsin and in Michigan are just a coincidence. On to the next suspect we go.
The next suspect is Daniel Pegleg Sullivan. Sullivan claimed he was near the O'Learys and saw the fire start. Sullivan also claimed he sprinted 200 feet to rescue the animals inside the barn.
To put that distance in perspective, that is more than half a football field. So it seems unlikely this happened for Sullivan to run that distance because he had a wooden leg.
Many believe Sullivan caused the fire himself because he went to go visit the O'Learys at 8 p.m., but they were asleep. Sullivan then, on his way home, passed the barn and kicked a lantern or lit his pipe, which caused the fire. The McLaughlins rented from the O'Learys. Their house was right in front of the O'Learys' home. Many testified the McLaughlins were throwing a party the night of the fire for a family member that just arrived in America from Ireland. Rumors emerged McLaughlin partygoers went into the barn for milk for an oyster dinner or for milk punch. The partygoers did not want to wake up Miss O'Leary, so they proceeded into the barn. The cow got irritated over an unexperienced milker, and then the cow kicked over the lantern in protest. Miss McLaughlin testified during the investigation she did not make a dish that night that required milk.
We'll never know for sure what happened that night, and the legend of Miss O'Leary's cow kicking over the lantern will likely live on. In 1956, the Chicago Fire Academy built their building on the site where the O'Leary barn stood. Chicago firefighters are still trained there today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on American History Mysteries.